So 3 years ago, I did a video on TikTok Shop's art supplies. I tested out the usual suspects. There was markers, there was some watercolor, there were some pencils, you know, pretty normal art supplies. And during that time, TikTok Shop had just opened up, and so the art supplies that were available were very limited. Well, fast forward to 3 years later. TikTok Shop has grown massively. There are now thousands of sellers selling millions of items, anything you can think of. And now that there are so many more items available, the competition for sellers has gotten fierce. Nowadays, if you're gonna sell something on TikTok, it needs to be flashy and it needs to be attention grabbing. And art supplies are not excluded from that category. And I bought some of the most strange, interesting, and unhinged art supplies that I could find on TikTok Shop. I haven't even opened these art supplies yet, and already one came completely damaged. Oh, it's so broken. It's truly exploded. And another one came with a literal hazmat warning on the packaging. So I have no idea what I've gotten myself into for this video, but I guess we're about to find out. First up, we have these markers. These markers, which you're about to see, are one of the most popular items on TikTok Shop. And I'm not talking about just art supplies. I'm talking about the entirety of TikTok Shop. Over 100,000 people have bought these markers, and I think I can see why. These markers are not like a regular marker. When you look at videos of people using these markers, they look incredible. They are a metallic marker that writes with an outline. They look super easy to use, and the best part, they were only $3. All right, so I think I'm gonna go with the pink, of course, and let's activate it. Oh, that happened way too fast. That was like unnecessarily fast. Oh, it's working though. It's working. It's doing the outline. All right, so let me try these out for real this time. I'm just gonna write my name and hello. Oh wow, these are working excellent. Now I do see some spots where the pink outline is a little bit thicker than the rest of the text because it had a little bit more ink to distribute, but this works exactly like what I thought. Okay, let's try it now with the flash on like everybody does on TikTok. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh, these are so fun. There is one major problem with these markers that I found. Do not buy these markers if you hate nails on a chalkboard. But yeah, other than that, these markers were easy to use, they were cheap, and they worked beautifully. So far, surprisingly, we are off to a good start. Now, will this next art supply continue that streak? Maybe. I'm not too sure how I feel about this, because as soon as you see what it does, I think you're also gonna be just as confused as I am. This is a professional watercolor brush that looks like it's throwing the bird. It's giving the finger. This brush allegedly is 2 brushes combined into one. You get the big fluffy brush that holds a bunch of watercolor, and you get a detailed brush. Here it is. All of these brushes, they look like they were made by AI or something. They look like a regular brush, but they're just not quite there yet. You know what I mean? All right, so to test this out, I'm getting my good and trusty grabby watercolor palette. And the reason I'm telling you this is because it's gonna come up later in the video. All right, so let's test it out. First, I'm gonna go in with just a regular moppy brush and a regular detailed brush, so you can see what they look like apart. Okay, and this is the brush that I'm going to compare it to. They look very similar in size. All right, so I'm not even too sure how to dip it in. Do I dip in the whole thing? Do I dip in just a little bit? Like, what are we doing here? First up will be the detailed brush. Okay, and now let's try out the moppy side. Okay, that did not work out like the TikTok videos showed. Let me do some more TikTok research. I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I had to deep dive into the comments to learn how to properly use this because the instructions on the advertisement were not very clear. This fat part right here, it holds water, and all that extra water allows you to allegedly draw a lot longer with your detailed brush. All right, ready? Let's do this. Okay, yeah, that was uneventful. Because this brush has so much water inside of it, all the paint comes out at once very quickly. But then as you keep going, because all the paint already ran out in the first 2 seconds, as you continue, you have a really watery line of paint, and it's just really inconsistent. But I don't have that problem with this 30-cent Amazon brush because it's the exact same size the whole way, and it distributed the paint more equally. The dark to light is a lot more gradual. And then the worst part is I was able to draw longer with a regular brush because I wasn't immediately losing all the water in the first 0.2 seconds of using it. Yeah, I don't think there's that much of a difference to justify spending $33. I don't think I would buy these again. And the worst part is I think this item is gonna be one of the better items in this video because the next item arrived completely broken and exploded inside of the package. But first, let's talk about a package that I was happy arrived. My HelloFresh delivery, who is the sponsor of this video. So now that I'm back after my 5-month break, I have been super busy and I don't really have the time right now to be meal planning and cooking from scratch every single meal. I also don't want to be buying unhealthy takeout for every single meal. So HelloFresh is a perfect solution to both of those problems. Instead of having to look for specific ingredients in the grocery store multiple times a week and then coming home and realizing I forgot one ingredient that I really needed. With HelloFresh, everything arrives directly at my door and perfectly proportioned. No more grocery store chaos and no more forgetting specific items. And the variety of options is incredible. Every week they offer over 100 different recipes to choose from. Lately, I've been enjoying all the high protein options. Every week they offer over 15 different high protein options to choose from, which has been great keeping me full longer during all this time of playing catch up back to work. Look at this beautiful salmon bowl I made. Woo! Best of all, the recipes take 30 minutes or less, which is faster than my typical delivery, and whenever I add it all up, it saves money in comparison to constant takeout. So if you want to try America's #1 meal kit, click the link down below in the description box or use my discount code RAEFM at HelloFresh.com for 10 free meals plus free shipping. The free meals are applied as a discount on your first box. This offer is for new and returning subscribers only and varies by plan. So sign up today by clicking the link down below or use my discount code RAEFM at HelloFresh.com. Now on to this situation here. When I got this package, it came directly in the mail like this. It's important to note that this package was shipped and sold from TikTok Inc. So I don't think it was the sellers who sold me it, but they sent it to a warehouse, which was TikTok, who sent it here. I don't know how often something like this would happen, but hopefully it's not frequently. All right, so let's see what we're working with. Oh God, it's truly exploded in here. Oh my God. Oh wow, this is worse than I thought. Even the pens are completely exploded in here. So it looks like the blue pen exploded inside of it. Maybe something was dropped on this package, but I work from home, so I order stuff a lot, and I have never in my entire YouTube career received an art supply that was this damaged. Ever. Oh, there's even more in here. Okay, so some more fragments. It looks like half of the pens are fine, so I might be able to still use these, but these ones are totally done for. It just put me in a sad mood to see it like this, you know? Like, what is this? These are a set of 12 acrylic paint pens that are ultra fine point. So basically imagine a Posca pen, but in the form of a pen. Believe it or not, I paid $9 for these, and I was also very hopeful because over 60,000 people have bought from this shop. And looking at the reviews, it looks like most people got their item not broken. So I don't really know what happened there. In the meantime, I'm gonna get these out of my sight. All right, so here is a Posca pen. People love these because they're acrylic paint in the form of a marker. They dry very matte, they're very easy to use, and they're very, very opaque. So let's see if these paint pens look the same. Oh my gosh, I'm so annoyed right now. I tried to do the swatch and I accidentally smeared a big blue thing on it from you know what. It's so annoying. But if somebody's gonna use these pens, especially an artist, I would imagine that they would use it specifically for details. So I'm gonna get one of my old Posca pen drawings that desperately needs detailing and see how well these pens can add detail. Why are these called Posca pens if they're actually markers? Anyway, I don't know. I love the way these work. They're super opaque, they're very vibrant, and it blends seamlessly with the Posca pens because they're the same medium. I like these markers. I just wish they didn't come completely destroyed. I'm gonna put the link for these in the description, but I'm not gonna do the TikTok shop link because just don't do it. Just don't do it. All right, so now that we had a brief moment of happiness, back to the drama. This is a watercolor set, and I'm kind of scared to open this because when it shipped to me, it arrived with a hazmat warning. And as if that wasn't a red flag enough, the advertisement for these were a bunch of badly photoshopped pictures. Some of it was AI made. The pictures in the advertisement look nothing like the customer reviews. But on the plus side, over 1,000 people have bought this product and it has a pretty high review, so I'm not too sure what we're gonna get out of this. Oh my gosh, none of these are glued in. They're just set in there. I've never seen watercolor packed like this. And for comparison, I have a really amazing handmade pure pigment watercolor palette that I bought on Etsy. And already just looking at these side by side, I see a huge difference. The handmade watercolor looks like it was photoshopped to be brighter and more saturated. The difference is so extreme. All right, so first up, let's test out the most basic metallic color, gold. Oh my God, that is some beautiful, beautiful pigment. Wow. Truly, wow. And now we're gonna test out the TikTok shop gold. And to make this fair, I'm gonna really load up this brush and like make sure that it's like covered in pigment. Hold on, let me add a little bit more. It was good and then I messed it up. Oh, it stinks really freaking bad. Oh my God. Oh my God, why does it stink? Oh God, ew, it stinks so bad. I'm gonna go get my husband and tell him to smell this because this smells so bad. Okay, smell this and tell me if it stinks.
Oh yeah.
You smell?
Oh, it smells like...
What does it smell like?
It smells like poopy.
Like poopy?
Yeah, it smells like... Ew.
That's
gross.
It's so gross.
It's a really gross smell, yeah. Maybe it doesn't smell once it's dry. But...
Well, it kind of freaks me out because why is it stinking?
It's watercolor?
It's watercolor.
Watercolor shouldn't stink like that.
No, it shouldn't stink. And it's not my water. This is just from the sink. Well, thanks for coming in making an appearance. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't crazy and like smelling a dog fart or something.
It smells quite bad.
I have a very weak stomach and I just don't think I can handle smelling like a poopy smell to like demonstrate for you guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this a straight review of no. Next up, we have an art supply that is very trendy right now, and these are 10 colored pens. But these are not the same ones that you might remember from your childhood that had the entire rainbow attached to them. No. These are a lot cooler. Each pen has its own unique color story. It comes with cool tones, warm tones, and skin tones. And the art that I've seen people do with these on social media is just mind-blowing. But the reviews are kind of a mixed bag. Some people love them, some people really don't like them, and it's kind of hard to gauge what are these actually gonna be like. I got this 3-pack for $6. Almost 400 people have purchased these, and my very first impression is that these are kind of cheap. The component itself is made with really cheap plastic. It's kind of noisy. I feel like I'd be wasting everybody's time if I showed you how a pen works, so I'm just gonna go straight into the challenge. Okay, so here is what I drew. I think I went a little overboard with the amount of blue in this photo. I rarely use turquoise pens, and so I just wanted to add it everywhere. I did run into a few problems. The first one is that I ran out of blue ink very, very quickly, and that's because these pens don't have a lot of ink inside of the cartridges. And then secondly, on one of the pens, no matter how light I was pressing, it kept like pouring out globs of yellow and it kept messing up my drawing. I didn't have that problem with literally any of the other pens except for just that one specific pen. It seems like most of the artists who use these pens, it's not their main choice of art supply. It seems like most artists are doing it as a trend or challenge, and I can totally see why, because if you use these pens, you better understand color theory. This was a lot of fun. I haven't been challenged like this in a while, and if you're an artist who's also up for a challenge, I recommend these. All right, next up we have a quickie. This art supply, there's really not much to say about it except that the packaging is very unique. Normally, whenever your acrylic paint starts to dry out or you want it to be a little bit more fluid, you'll get a product called acrylic medium. Basically acrylic paint without any color to it, and usually it comes in a tub or a squeeze bottle like this. But this one doesn't look anything like the traditional way. This one looks more like skincare. When I saw this, I couldn't believe this was an art supply. To me, it looks more like a K-beauty brand. I bought this for $9 and 673 people have bought this product. All right, so let me show you how this works. So if you have some paint that's not very fluid, all right, so here's how it works. You get your old paint, and if it's crusty, dusty, musty, like this one, you are gonna get your Rhode K-Beauty Hyaluronic Acid. Add a few drops to it. Mix it up a little bit, and boom, look how fluid it is without diluting your pigment. I've never seen this in a dropper before. I think it's such a genius idea. And I think in the next few years, we're definitely gonna see more art brands have packaging like this. So yeah, by far the most useful thing in this video. All right, now this brings us to the grand finale. So for the grand finale, I am determined to end this video on a good note, and I think we will be. So as you guys know, I love my Grabby watercolor palette. I use it all the time. Well, trending on TikTok right now is Grabby's newest watercolor set, and this watercolor set is so cool. Just look at it. I've seen the slider thingies before, but I've never seen it in double like this. It comes with 56 colors, it was $34, and 2,000 people have purchased it. Okay, are you ready for it? Look at this thing. This is so niche, but have you ever seen a biblically accurate angel? I don't know why, but this is giving that. It's giving Thanksgiving turkey. It's giving Yu-Gi-Oh card duel. It's giving fan. It's giving your mom picking out paint swatches at the hardware store. And then you turn it around and the back of it is now giving reindeer. What a weird looking little palette. But yeah, here it is. It has all sorts of colors, including metallic colors. This so far is a lot sturdier than ones I have worked with previously. As far as testing it out goes, I could do one of two things. The first one is I could do the traditional thing and just show you, here's the purple, you know, one at a time. But I think I have a better idea. I'm gonna do a painting. I'm gonna split it in half. One side will be this weird palette, and the other side will be my traditional Grabby palette. And we'll see if there really is a difference or not. Okay, so here is what I painted. And to be quite honest with you, I just don't like these. But wait, let me explain. The watercolor inside of it works really, really nicely. I just think the packaging is really impractical. Watercolor itself is a very messy medium, and because these have so many different little components, it's very easy to get these dirty and it's time consuming to clean them off. The next thing I don't like about it is you have to wait for the paint to completely 100% be dry before you close it. And the reason for that is because these, if they're not dry, will stick together and or the paint will smear on the other side. And so if you were to use this as a travel palette, you can't just pack it up and go. You have to wait for it to completely dry. This is also more expensive than a traditional watercolor palette and it has less colors, but the watercolor itself works really nice. And this by far is the most sturdy one that I've ever tried. I'm very neutral with this one. If you're somebody who really likes this design, girl, just get it, you know? So yeah, I think it's good. It's just not for me. Well guys, there you go. Those were the most wild art supplies that I could find on TikTok. I'm very happy to end this video on a good note. Thank you guys so much again for watching. Happy drawing, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye.